What is up, guys? Stark here. I am back for another Fate video, and in today's video we got some pretty awesome news here. We have a brand new character coming out on Fate Grand Order, and for all you guys thinking that Fate Grand Order was going to do a collab with Tsukihime, nope, not happening. They're doing a collab with Genshin Impact, and we have all the details of the brand new 5-star character, Diluc. So from my understanding, the way this works is that they're going to have their own separate category for characters for Genshin Impact characters. So there's only going to be about 31 characters right now, but I'm sure as they add more characters into the game, that'll, accumulate and they'll transfer over to Fate as well. So, for now, only 31 characters, but don't worry about that. In the future, there'll be a lot more. But for now, we're talking about the first one coming out, and it's going to be Diluc, and from the looks of it, this guy is going to be a powerhouse monster, and that's to be expected. He is probably one of the strongest characters in Genshin Impact, so why not be one of the strongest characters in Fate as well. But yeah, he's going to be a Saber class. 5-star, of course, he's going to be a 5-star character. And at level 90, he's going to have 13,975 HP and 12,210 attack. This will rank him first overall in attack. Of course, he's going to be number 1 overall in attack. And 6th overall in HP, not too bad, but of course, he's definitely more offensive-oriented than defensive-oriented. So yeah, don't worry about his HP. Star Absorption, Star Generation, that's going to be basic Saber stats. So 102 Absorption, 10% Generation. Noble Phantasm Generation on the attack is 0.86, and on defense, it's 3%. And what I can look here at the traits, I can see a few new traits here. So he has the Mondstadt trait and the Pyro trait. So I'm sure that'll have some impact on some other characters in the future. But for now, some interesting stuff I noticed there for new traits. So I'm sure all you guys are really excited to see what Diluc can do, and I'm definitely going to be here to show you that. I got a sneak peek at it, of course, and I was able to see his stats and his skills, and they look really powerful. I think this guy might be a little bit busted. And his first skill is going to increase the attack of all allies for 3 turns. And this will also increase the attack of Pyro allies even more than that for 3 turns. And he'll also gain critical stars for 3 turns. So right away we have one of his skills impacting a new trait, and that's going to be for Pyro characters. So I'm pretty sure every character that is fire in Genshin is going to have this Pyro trait. So you want to really stack Pyro characters onto your team, and that kind of makes sense because in Genshin Impact, when you use multiple fire characters, you get an overall attack boost. So I think this is Fate's way of incorporating that into the game, and the stats you get off this are just nuts. So you get a 30% increase to your entire team's attack at base, and if they are fire characters, you'll get a 20% increase. Sorry, I meant Pyro characters. They'll get a 20% increase on top of that, and this does also include Diluc, as he is a Pyro character as well. And you get 10 critical stars every turn. On a 5-turn charge time, the skill is absolutely busted, guys. Insane damage you're going to be able to get with Diluc. And this is just his first skill. His second skill is going to increase his own Buster Card effectiveness for 1 turn, as well as increasing his own Noble Phantasm gauge for 3 turns. So once again, we have a really powerful skill here. On a 5-turn charge time, he'll get a 50% increase to his Buster Card effectiveness for 1 turn. So you'll be able to combo that into like your massive burst turns. But here's the really interesting thing about this. So you're going to get 20% increase to your Noble Phantasm gauge, and this is going to last for 3 turns. So I guess the theory behind this skill is using your burst on the first turn, and then you'll be able to slowly recover your Noble Phantasm gauge and be able to fire off your Noble Phantasm again relatively quickly. And I don't think we've ever really seen anything like this before. So this is a really interesting skill in my opinion. And then his third and final skill will increase his own critical strength for 3 turns, as well as increasing his own critical star gather rate for 3 turns. And he will do increased damage against burned enemies on his normal attacks for 3 turns. So once again, we have a very powerful offensive skill. Going to be able to get 50% increase to your critical strength, 600% increase to your star gather rate, and a 30% increase to your attacks against burned enemies on your normal attacks. And this is again on a 5-turn charge time. Very powerful stuff here. Diluc is going to be dishing out tons of damage. The only question I have right now is the burned enemies. I don't know. At this point, so far in the review, he doesn't really have anything that can do burn. So I'm thinking like maybe like a Tomoe Gozen, maybe bring her in. She'd be able to burn the enemies. But I do think his Noble Phantasm will probably have some way of burning enemies. Otherwise, it just wouldn't make much sense in my opinion. So let's just go ahead and take a look at his passives first, and then we'll go ahead and look at his Noble Phantasm. So for his passives, he has 3 of them. The first one's going to be the Searing Ember, which will increase his Noble Phantasm gain when damaged by 18%. Interesting. So when he's attacked, he's going to gain Noble Phantasm gauge as well. Okay, so that's really cool. His second one is Magic Resistance A, increasing debuff resistance by 20%. Okay, that's fair enough. And third and final one is Steel and Fire B, which will increase Buster Card effectiveness by 6%. So he'll have a little bit of an extra boost there for his Buster cards. Not bad. Not bad at all. He's definitely going to be a very strong character. So yeah, his Noble Phantasm and his command card deck. So he has 3 Busters, 1 Quick, 1 Art. That's pretty predictable. He has 4 hits across the board for all of his cards. That's pretty interesting and really exciting, actually. As far as his Noble Phantasm goes, it is going to deal heavy damage to all enemies, and this will also inflict burn on all enemies for 10 turns at 1,000 damage each. Wow, that's some pretty serious burn damage. And there we go. That will get his burn damage going for the boost to his attack. And then he also has another effect here. So when attacking a burnt enemy, increase attack by 5% for 3 turns. Okay, so he actually has a second skill here that will be able to deal damage against burned enemies. So that's really cool. So I wonder if it stacks. I wonder if that skill stacks. That'd be very interesting to see if it stacks. Like, Diluc is just going to be a powerhouse. And for the overcharge, this will, let's see, for 3 turns, normal attacks will inflict burn damage for 10 turns, for 500 damage. So again, going to be a lot of burn damage there for this character. Super overpowered. This guy is super overpowered. So yeah, let's go ahead and give Diluc his star rankings overall based on my opinion of this character's skills. So for his skills, honestly, his skills are like insane. So I really can't say much else besides 5 stars for skills. Like, the guy is a monster. Like, he's gonna be doing so much damage. He's definitely gonna be really broken. Let's see. As for damage, of course, 5 stars. Like, wow. Like, no. He's going to kill everything with this guy. Like, I don't understand what they were thinking. This guy is so overpowered. Like, it's not balanced at all. He's just super overpowered. So yeah, 5 stars for damage, and also 5 stars for critical ability. He's just really strong. He has crit abilities for gather rate. He gains stars. He has increased crit damage. He has everything you need for crits. So he gets 5 stars. Very simple. And then for his Noble Phantasm, he is also going to get 5 stars. Surprise, surprise. Diluc is a damaging machine. But yeah, you know, Noble Phantasm, it does some really good damage. It's an AoE as well, so you can like farm with him and wave clear. And if that enemy survives, then you're just gonna like burn them to death, like absolutely destroy them with burn damage, like nothing we've ever seen before in the game. So that's actually quite nuts. But yeah, moving on to survivability. Now this is kind of where Diluc kind of falls off a little bit. His survivability is not that good. So I'm going to give him 3 stars in survivability. He doesn't have anything for survivability. He has no defense. He is the definition of a glass cannon. The only thing he has going for him is his 5-star stats for HP, where he has decently high HP, you know. So you just gotta rely on that in order to keep him alive. Or bring in like another character, like a healer or a defensive character or something like that. So maybe like a Chi-Chi, like she definitely could combo with him in order to help keep him alive. Something like that, definitely going to be a very good choice there. As far as support goes, he's going to get 3 stars as well. He's basically a solo character, going to bring him in here and just do damage himself. But he does have, you know, his first skill does increase the attack of your allies, so you do have that. And if you are bringing in Pyro allies as well, then you are going to benefit again from a little bit of an additional boost to your attack. So he has a little bit of support, but mainly all those skills are just purely for him. So yeah, that, I guess if you're bringing in like other fire characters like Klee or something, then they'll benefit from that. But as far as normal support goes, he doesn't have much, so 3 stars there. And that will give his overall ranking a 4.3 out of 5. This character is an absolute machine. Again, busted, overpowered character, but it's Diluc, right? So we're okay with that. So, you know, that's fitting for a character like Diluc. But yeah, that is the review for Diluc. I hope you guys enjoyed this breaking news for Fate Grand Order. This is something I never thought would see happen, but here we are, and yeah, I'm interested to see what some of the other characters can do. And I'll definitely be sure to make these videos for you guys as soon as I have that information on all of the new characters that are coming to Fate Grand Order. And I guess we can call this like the Genshin batch or something like that. I don't know. But for now, that is the end of this video. I hope you did enjoy it. And if you did, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I do have the links below to my Twitter, Twitch, Patreon, and Discord. So feel free to check those out. And I'll see you guys next time.